You're not lying. I mean, he's caught 77% of his passes thrown his way. Now, it's not saying a whole lot with just one touchdown, only 160 yards, but all you can do is ask him to catch the rock when it gets thrown his way, even if it's 90% hitches. I mean, he's not calling the plays out there. So I think Tolbert, since that weird comeback route to where he didn't really come back to the ball against Baltimore, I think his arrow is pointing up. I still wouldn't label him as a game breaker, but he seems to be a dependable guy. And I thought he showed some of that dependability last year, in my opinion. But he's not a guy that is going to break open a game. But you're seeing Jalen Tolbert progress, and that's what you want to see. With Brooks, you kind of want to see him bounce back from a horrific game he had. I think, was it the Saints? The Saints game, I believe.
It was the Saints game.
Yeah, the Saints. I don't think he really has had that opportunity. Well, I don't know about opportunity. He just hasn't done it yet, right? So when I was looking at this young wide receiving core, and as we have been talking about Flournoy for the last few weeks here, he would be the guy I would look to. Hey, let's see what Ryan Flournoy has in Jalen Brooks' situation. Now, obviously, Flournoy has to gain some chemistry and trust with Dak Prescott, whereas Jalen Brooks has done that, and that's what's going to be tough, especially when we'll get to the Steelers game. When you're dealing with defenses that are going to make you throw in some windows, right? You gotta have trust that your guy's going to be there. But I'm willing to go through the ups and downs if it's at the cost of Jalen Brooks as he continues to develop. Because I just think Flournoy just has that athletic ability that Brooks just doesn't. And then before you touch on that,
yes,
I got to see Kevontae Turpin. I have to see them use him more without Brandin. Like, use Kevontae Turpin how you should have been using Brandin Cooks. I mean, just show me, Mike McCarthy, that you can adapt, when these things happen to you, please. But go ahead, Foots.
Bro, I always tell you this guy, we got to get our team together because you're spot on. I'll say this. The one thing that I'm going to even take it a step further, Flournoy just has more of a pro body than Brooks, right? So he's more imposing. He's more – so if you're going to give him those end breakers, I feel like Dak, honestly, listening to Flournoy talk yesterday, I did not hear a shadow of a doubt
that boy confident.
Him and that he – yeah, like I felt like he's like, yo, y'all about to see. And what does C look like? If he goes out there and gets 3 catches, maybe a comeback, maybe a dig, maybe a slant, because that's all that's in – that's what Mike likes
that's
to
what
run.
We're running, yeah.
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. Catch the ball. Hey, get down, maybe make somebody miss. I'm fine. I just think that his tool bag is higher and it is more deep than a Jalen Brooks. As far as Turpin, I completely agree. And maybe this happens. Maybe Mike says, you know what? First play of the game, I just want to run past their defense and see can they run with this guy. I would love to see that. You see what I'm saying? So I agree with you there with Turp because I think that Cooks he's still fast, but he's not Brandin Cooks 2020 fast or 2019 fast. So I would love to see that from Turpin. You're absolutely right.
I think you're onto something with the knee. Obviously, he's had a surgery or procedure, so clearly the knee was bothering him. And I would love to ask the question, hey, could this be a reason why we're not seeing overs or drags or what have you, even though that type of route hasn't really been in this playbook in general, but it's been mostly stop routes. And I just we all know that's not Cooks. Like, why are you stopping a guy that has speed? You want Cooks to be able to utilize that. And I think, again, I said this before, at the top of his routes, he knows how to utilize it. But if they're going to run, like you say, the comebacks, the hooks, the slants, and these stop routes, it's for bigger bodied wide receivers like a Ryan Flournoy. So I'm with you, and my expectations are obviously tempered because this is a rookie. This is a guy coming in, and he's going up against a good defense on the road. Going to be it's going to be a tough environment. So I'm not expecting him to come in here and be Dez Bryant 2016 in Pittsburgh. But like you said, if I get 3 catches, 30 yards, 2-3 first downs out of Flournoy, that is enough momentum for me to say, okay, let's build on top of that moving forward and develop some chemistry. Because if we can get into midseason, late season, and he can become kind of that athletic, bigger body wide receiver that can take something to the crib on a slant type route, because I don't think we have that right now. Tolbert's not going to do it. Cooks is not going to do it. And they're not running Turpin on those routes. Flournoy can do it if it gets moving. So I'm with you. if I get 3 catches and they're all catches and we're not getting any miscommunications, it's a positive game for Ryan.